Hi, folks. It's Lisa G. Let's talk wine. Okay, so today's fun summer white wine is Gruner Veltliner. This is an Austrian white wine. That is indeed the name of the grape. The region that this particular one comes from is quite a little tongue twister for me, so I'm not going to attempt it, only because I really don't want to embarrass myself trying to pronounce it. um, so I've been drinking Gruners since probably around 2003, when I was introduced to them by a boss and a friend. They are an excellent alternative to a Sauvignon Blanc. Again, like I said, be adventurous. Try different things. So the one we're having today, Gruner Veltliner, and this is done by a wine house called Windsor Krems. The alcohol content on this is 12.5%, which is pretty much typical. This is a regular size bottle, but they have been known to come in 1 liter bottles too. Price points range from $8 on up, depending on the maker and the area. Also, the season changes the label as well. One great thing about German and Austrian wine labels is they not only tell you where the grape comes from, they tell you when they picked it. This one in particular doesn't have that distinction, but a lot of the wines have them. They will tell you what season they were picked in, which usually gives you an idea of whether it's going to be drier or sweeter. This, of course, is a drier wine. And of course, like I said, I love dry wines. I'm not a sweet drinker. Of course, I know there are people that are. It's just not my preference. And again, I am not a professional. This is just my opinion. And I started doing this because people keep asking me, Lisa, what should I drink today? Even though I'm not a sweet drinker, I can recommend sweets when it's necessary. It's just not my preference. But back to today's Gruner. So the Gruner, beautiful color, as you can see, it's a beautiful golden straw color, and refreshing. Absolutely refreshing. I love this wine. I have loved this wine. And I've tried it from the cheap to the expensive, and it doesn't matter which one you give me, I like them both. The nose on this particular one has quite a lot of minerality. It has also a nice edgy finish, which I enjoy as well. It's something that drove me to go to Sauvignon Blanc so often, is that I love that flinty, almost metallic dryness. But with the Gruners, you also get a lot of that fleshy green apple taste along with that minerality, which I really like. And again, it has to be served cold, and on a hot day, it's magnificent. Again, this would go with seafood, wonderful, but if you want to have it with something else or nothing at all, your business completely. They're not as hard to find as they used to be. A lot of the delivery services carry them, and a lot of local wine shops have at least one. Give them a try. Gruner Veltliner is a fantastic alternative to any dry white, and it's a new experience. Beautiful. God, I love the nose on this thing. Apples, minerals, wet stone. Fresh, lively. There are lots of good Austrian and German wines. Unfortunately, most people mistake German and Austrian wines for sweets. I did that myself for years, because every time somebody would bring up German wine, I would go, ugh, Riesling, it's so sweet. But when I ran into someone who could educate me more on wine, I found out that they make dry wines. It's just that the ones that people just happen to carry were always sweet, because people didn't know better. And also, there was always kind of a stigma on German products. And hopefully, we're over that now. I've been over it for a while. I mean, I count German and Austrian wine some of my favorites. And at first, I only drank the whites. I had Rieslings and Gruners. And then I had German reds. Like, there's a fantastic German red that I love, not easy to come by. It's called Blaufränkisch. Oh, that's a fun one to say. I don't have one on hand at the moment, but I will try to find one. But that is a fun, dry, medium bodied red Blaufränkisch. Isn't it fun to say? It has a lot of ripe, dark fruits, and it's absolutely delicious. And if I do find one, I will bring it on the show. But today, we have Gruner Veltliner, 2019. This is $14, 12.5% alcohol, and absolutely yummy. If you like minerality, green apples, all that really nice wet stone. It does. It smells like, when it rains. It's so nice. I love that smell. It also has grassy notes to it, a little green, a little herbaceousness. A lot of fun. I really love this wine. I especially love it with the grilled shrimp on the barbecue. So good. If you're going to a party, this is excellent. Anybody who likes a dry white will love it. It's also got medium body, so it's got a little bit of, leg to it. A little, feeling. A lot of white wines are very thin. This one's got a little heft. Not too much, just enough to make it interesting. Lays on the palate a little longer. But God, definitely, if you can get any Austrian or German wines, even if it's not Gruner, try them out. Okay, a good tip though is if you don't want sweet, look at the alcohol content. Generally, when the alcohol content is lower, the sugar content is higher. So that's a good way to tell if you're drinking a sweet or not. Because some Rieslings are quite sweet, but the dry ones are heavenly. I am just not into sweet wines. But yes, most wines with lots of sugar will have low alcohol, like 8 or 9% or less. Case in point, if you've ever had Manischewitz, you've had really sweet, low alcohol wine. That's actually one of the things I drank when I was a kid because it tasted like candy. We've all got those stories about wine we started on. Like I said, I started on box wines and white Zinfandel, and now I I remind myself by taking a sip of it every now and again and going, "Oh God, how did I ever drink this?" I don't want to offend anyone. If that's what you like to drink, that's what you like to drink. I'm not going to tell you how, but I think definitely one's palate changes with age, and one learns that you don't need to drink alcohol that tastes like candy. But then again, some people just have a sweet tooth, and that's just what they prefer, and that's fine. There's no right or wrong in wine, not to me anyway. I'm not classically trained, and I'm definitely not fussy. So, but I am a little bit bougie, that's for sure. I'm like, I do love good wine. But there are plenty of reasonably priced bottles that, would seem to be more expensive, like this one. So this is GV Gruner Veltliner by Windsor Krems. Now, if you can't find this particular one, go in the store and ask, do you carry Gruner Veltliner? And then check it out. I really haven't come across one that I don't like yet. So that'll be the new adventure for now. Try an Austrian Gruner Veltliner. They're fresh, they're refreshing, they're fun. This is a still wine, no spritz. So that's a good thing too, unless you want a little spritz. I'm not big on people adding soda, like a spritzer. Please don't do that. Please don't. But do try it. Gruner Veltliner. That's how he says it. It's fun to say, isn't it? Gruner. Makes you make the fishy face when you say it. But yes, try Gruner Veltliner Austrian white wine. Fantastically fresh, nice and dry, with a medium body, beautiful green apple, beautiful minerality. Try it today, okay? And let's talk wine again sometime. Bye-bye.